Hello, this is a brief little walkthrough of Gravity Crash Portable, which is a PSP based port of Gravity Crash from the PS3 from 2009. Just before we dive in, just to have a look at the intro with, kind of the classic 80s trope, classic arcade trope of very basic story. So in this case, our little janitor droid's been thrown at a ship and suddenly finds himself having to go for a giant cleanup run. Now we're on to ship selection. Out of the three ships, the third one on the right, the anti-gravity one, was added for this version of the game. In this case, I'm going to pick the dual controls just to have a quick spin. And then you've got your shields, manual, auto. Go manual because it feels like a normal thing. Then you got, and of course, your last item is special weapon. So I'll pick lightning for this case. Now we're onto our first system. It's a fairly simple mission, and you got your target time. Our target time is really just for bonus. And here's our little story update, and here we go. So off this ship, the control scheme is basically using the nub for movement and the face buttons to fire. So you already got a little limitation there, as you can really only fire in the 4 cardinal directions. And that nub is a little tricky to use at times. You can sort of see I'm flailing about quite a bit as I'm flying through this first stage, which is actually quite an easy one. And I've already got a couple of accidental discoveries there. That node activated refers to a little node which we'll come and see in a moment. You just see it popping in under the map in the right corner. That map shows you all your mission objectives, and there's the node. You go through each stage, activate it by blasting it, and you get a bunch of bonus points at the end. And you're going to see one of the really cool things I like with this game. When you hit the water, you actually, well, at least before it crashes into a wall, you see the gravity invert. So rather than being pulled down by gravity, you're pulled up by buoyancy. And you can also see the ship will transform a little. And now we've just harvested some crystals. Those crystals are used to recharge your fuel, which is the orange bar in the bottom left corner, and your shields, the little blue bar above that. And also in that section you can see I've got one life spare, and 5, I believe it's a super weapon. Can't remember how to activate it with this control scheme. I believe it'll be one of the shoulder triggers. Now those crystals, you shoot them. I've been doing this wrong where you blow them up completely. If you leave them, they'll tend to regenerate over time, and you can use that to harvest more fuel and shield energy. And now we've just gone through and collected all the crystals for the ship, and we hit the wormhole to exit. You can see here, you get your time taken, best time, and your par time, and also the crystals and artifact to it. Now the par time is pretty much just for speed running. You get a bit of a bonus if you can reach it. But now we're on our second mission, and let's go. It's a pretty simple destruction line. I really love the art style. I mean, I grew up on a lot of the old games, and the developers have said, for their influence with games like Gravitar and Thrust. So, going for this clean vector look. And it looks great. I mean, I thought it looks great on the PSP itself, and when I had it hooked up to the TV for recording this, I found actually it looked just as great, even being blown up on a big LCD panel. And here we are, we just cleaned out 2 of our target things. And this is a cool trick for this level, these meteor showers. So in this case, we're sort of keeping low whilst they rain down. Once they do, we're going to try to find out what... Oh, I think I didn't wait long enough. But at this point, they're not too hard to battle. And you just see the right, which I'm about to head for. That is the first weapons. That's the weapons power up. We can now see that It's limited ammo until the sideways blast, giving you shots to the left and right. It's a pretty cool little extension. And this is where the control scheme for this dual control ship doesn't really work for me. That tunnel was just almost impossible. I just couldn't do it. As you can see, we got game over. One thing that's really nice is it saves all your progress, and you can come back. Now I'm pretty much going to go for the classic controls, and this time auto shields. Classic controls are almost straightforward by comparison. They are use left and right on the directional pad, cross to fire thrust, circle to shoot your cannon, and Y uses your special. And also one of the triggers activates shields if you have them on manual. You can sort of see I'm definitely doing a lot better so far, even just this rerun of the first mission. And you can see the shields came up, saved us from dying from hitting the node. And I've topped up our shields and our fuel. Now, in this case, I thought that guy could be rescued. You'll find some of the later stages there are green astronauts you can land and pick up. Here I thought this guy could be picked up, but he's just an enemy. But that's how you land. It's fairly forgiving in terms of you don't need to be very precise. It's not lunar landing. I do love that transformation sequence. I really do. And I also love the soundtrack. I'll link to it in the description, where you can actually buy for, I believe it's a pay what you want price, or it's fairly cheap. It's actually a great bunch of music to work to. So you can sort of see how well I did there. I mean, I didn't quite beat the time. Now we've jumped to our third planet, Vectora, which is another gem collecting run. You can see our target is a minute 30, and that's a very tough target. You can also see, during the second stage, I collected the sideways fire power up, and you can see I've got a bunch of rounds for that remaining while I take these targets out. And here are some actual astronauts we do rescue. You can sort of see nice, gentle landing. So I'm a little further along. Let's grab that one too. And here we're coming up to the second weapon upgrade. Well, second power up, not really an upgrade. This one of these I like is it stacks up. You can see I've got now 96 rounds of that new one and 3 rounds of the sideways fire. Here's one of the risks if you're a little indiscriminate in your firing. In this case I took out those 2 innocent spacemen I was meant to collect. Oh well. If you do find and collect all the spacemen at the end of the in the level, at the end of the stage you will get a bonus point. You'll get an extra bonus. I didn't find them all and I took those couple out, so that's a bit of a bonus. here we're up to coming to one of the other little bonus tricks here, is the artifact. Each of the planets has an artifact you need to collect. If you collect it on all the planets in a system, you'll unlock an extra planet. I haven't done it so far. And you can sort of see in the first place using the dual control ship. That is what I was trying to do where I died. Fly down that little tunnel to it thing. And I believe on the very first stage, it's just left to the wormhole. So I went to rush for that instead of actually trying to find it. Then we completed our wave, and we come up to the node. And a few more asteroids. Because I didn't get all the astronauts, and I did get the artifact, and activated for the node bonus. And now we're on to our last planet, in which I'll just breathe a couple of concluding thoughts about the game, and wrap it up there. So, overall, I mean, I'm a big fan of these old style arcade games, and I think the team that just had bought it, which wrote Gravity Crash, pretty much hit it on the head. I think it's a great little downloadable game. And it's put together really well. I think it's quite enjoyable. I think you just need to stick with the classic controls. I mean, I think if you were playing the PS3 version and you could fly the dual control ship, I think that would actually be a much more interesting experience. But in this case, sadly I don't have that. I mean, the other big question is Vita compatibility, and actually, I think it's actually improved quite a bit. You lose a little crispness on the graphics because of either the pixelation or the filtering, depending on how you let it upscale. But having a real thumbstick really helps with controlling. You don't get as much benefit with the weapons firing because you're still limited to the right thumbstick being configured to emulate the face buttons. But I think it's a great benefit. I think if you're a fan of these style games, definitely check it out and give it a whirl. I mean, you grab it for only a few dollars, pounds, euros from PlayStation Network and check it out. And thanks for watching. This is the first time I've ever tried to do something like this, so I don't know if it's any good or not. I don't know if it's listenable. I hope the audio isn't too bad. I was just using a microphone on a headset, you know, for an iPhone. So, I mean, if anyone's really wants me to do more, I might have to upgrade hardware. But I do hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, like it, spread the word, and thanks very much. And this is Rob signing off.